What up? What up? What up? Oh boy. Uh another day, another dollar. Um so I'm gonna type that message in there. Here we are. A whole new day. We got our whole lives ahead of us. Blah 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 blah. Inspiration. There you go. Today, I thought what I would do is start a new experiment. Love that my camera, me trying to focus it, has caused it to freeze. But we'll figure this out here. Life is full of surprises, you know? This is just me trying to focus. Focus on my face. Lovely DSLR camera. All right. So, what are we doing today? It's kind of a secret new thing. Not really a secret because I'm gonna do it in public. It's kind of a new game. A new idea that I want to explore. And it's a lot of experimentation, and it's kind of personal, and it's a love letter to a game that I've been enjoying, I guess you'd say. And yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to talk about like the story behind it or the entirety of it, but what I wanted to do is one of the technologies I want to use, I want to experiment with, is Inkle Studios. Has a language, and I also am going to use Unity to do it kind of quick, and maybe it's going to be really easy, and there's lots of tools out there, so hopefully I can focus on the content stuff, because I am not a graphics guy, and I'm gonna have to find some collaborators to get all the art done anyways. So, I'm not gonna focus on cool shaders and all that jazz. Although maybe, if it starts getting exciting, I'll start experimenting or have someone jump in and do a pass on it. But anyways, that is to say, we're gonna do something new today, and I do believe that we have to start out like we do every single week. Time for coffee. Which would be a command that I could use if I was actually having my software running. If I actually had my Streamlabs helper running and making all the stuff work. So 1 second here. Let me start up the full suite, so to say. Yeah. I haven't really done too much cool with the lighting since I made that. It changes colors, but it's a little hard to tell because the lighting is behind. Let me pull the light out here so we can get some action there. People are viewing this who have never seen Hisato no Saku development. Maybe we can get some cooler lighting going on here, and everyone can see it. All right, starting up. Perfect. All right. First, it's time for coffee. Oh, it didn't control my light. It couldn't find my lights. That's okay. That's okay. Today we've got a Burwell Beans blend called Rob's Rubato. Maybe it was Robusto and I'm just blind. But the point is, it's a lovely dark roast. It's not the espresso type that I have been using, and it's not Rumaya. So it's local here to Massachusetts. I was very interested if this would pour with a decent sound. I don't know if you can tell. This mug is giant. It's a little bit big. It could probably fit that whole pot of coffee in here. I was wondering how the acoustics would fare with the big old Superman mug. Which it's unfortunate being a righty because I guess they make it for me, so I can see the soups. You know, I'm not like a giant Superman fan or anything, but if the logo's facing me, that's a very interesting idea. Okay, let's bring up our. Now that we've got our coffee, we can get right into the coding. Huh. Now that we've got our coffee, let's see here. Okay, so first thing I want to do, I want to show off kind of what we're working with here. This is like a very, very basic example of a very simple part of a script, which is something I think I do want to use in the in this little game thing, but it's a very simple, not too much going on example here so that we can work on figuring out how to import these things and what we need in order to jump around and make pages and all this good stuff. So let's see here. You can do lines of text. You can do these like choices here. So you can see here, I say around the corner, a small boy has his head in his hands, and it's the last line printed out before we see 3 choices here. And I have those choices laid out here. You can see, you can do this, this, or this, as we can see here. And you can see these arrows kind of go these hyperlinks, essentially. They work like hyperlinks, right? So I'm saying go to this link, and that link, look around, is defined down here, which is like an HTML anchor, basically, if you are familiar with that. So then say something, and then you can see it goes right back to here. So let's do that. Look around. The boy is alone. And then it prints out the choices again. Walk around the pile, approach the boy, but you can see there's no look around option because we used that one already. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. This is a way to make it so it says look around here as the option choice, but when we click it, we don't print that out. So you can see the system has quite a bit of power to it. There's a lot of hidden things that you can do. If I was to look at the wiki and the GitHub page that show everything, there is a lot of cool stuff that you can do. So let's see. Yep. So otherwise I can choose one of those options. Talk to me. You'll notice because it goes here, it doesn't actually go back to here. And then it goes to the start of the encounter and it ends and just says they lived happily ever after because that's all I have right now. So Yeah. So let's see. What I want to do is I want to use Unity, and I want to import this and figure out, how I can transform it. So I already started this. I did a quick test. I'm gonna open this now, if it'll let me. I don't know why it won't let me. Maybe I need this new version. That'd be annoying. Okay, Windows blocking access to it. Okay. I love how high it looks like I'm looking because I have a second monitor up here. Like, oh, nothing going on here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Now it's a V3. I update and then it tells me at V3. It looks like this project's already open. I guess it opened it and I didn't notice. Okay, awesome. All right, so the way that this works, let's see if I have my file in here somewhere. Okay, so I had to get from the package manager. Let's see, where are you, package manager? From the package manager, I downloaded an asset called Ink Unity Integration. It's the official one by Inkle, who are the makers of the Ink language. You just download it, import it, and it gives you this lovely set of demos and stuff. And if you are in Inky and you see I have an oldmanjunkyard.ink that I say that I did something to. Let me just change it really quick right here. And they lived poorly ever after, just so we can see how the process goes. So you have these old man junkyard ink files. You import, you drag them in, you import them, and then it creates these JSON files that describe everything. This is a demo scene that has their kind of canvas and render stuff going on. And I've just said, hey, use my old man junkyard thing. Let me play it. And it just kind of has, let me lock this here so that when I scale it, gosh, I'm trying to make it so it's not as big. Anyways, you can see it has my lines here. About scavenging, but stuff as the stuff I can look around, and I hit the button and it shows me. You can see that change I made isn't there. We approach the boy, end story, end story. They lived happily ever after, end story. So those stuff are not there. If we want to get our new version, since I didn't work on it in there, I can just drag it over again. I guess it's going to create a new one. That's kind of annoying. Drag that in there. It re-imports it. let me come over in the inspector here. It still is referencing the correct one. Okay, that's fine. They lived poorly ever after. And here, the look around isn't approached, talked about again. So, bada bing, bada boom. It is going well. Ooh, that looks fancy. What an upgrade. The other thing we can just do instead, we can go to our ink test here. Assets, ink, demos, basic demo, ink, old man junkyard ink. We can just open, okay, close the old one. Which one's which? Which one's which? This one only has that one, so we can go directly in here. And actually, maybe if I make it smaller, it's easier to see what happens. I come over here. Let's say the boy is alone. That's an end instead. Let's see. Instead, what if this went to the bandit start? They both filter into there. It doesn't matter which way you do it. Let me save it. And when we focus uni, well, you couldn't really see it because it happened too quickly. But if it's bigger, then you'll see like a loading bar here pop up. But here you can see it compiled the ink at the same time. So that means we should have the newest stuff here. Let's try it out. Approach the boy. They lived poorly ever after, which means it correctly went to the new thing instead of just going straight to done. So that's good. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to like display everyone's faces. I want to have it so that you see what's going on in the characters. So I think I need like to kind of write like my own controller here. So let's see. Ink has this API and they have like their own UI to it. But this is a basic example. This is that. Let's make our own scene here. Let's actually let's make our own folder here for ink scripts. Let's call it ink scripts. And I want to move our old man junkyard into there, and not sure how ink is going to handle that. But let's just open it from there. Okay, so I think we're good there. Let me just update something here. The boy is alone. He is sifting through a pile. He is sifting through a pile sheepishly. And we'll save that. And we'll come back here. We gotta compile the current time. We look around. He's shifting sheepishly. All right, so good. So we're good there. So let's do that there. now let's make our own scene. Let's just create a new one. I'm not gonna save the old one. Okay, so they use UI to do the display of everything. For characters talking in a text box, I think that's fine. So we'll do UI as well. What we need here is we need a canvas. Let's just call this. Let's just call it canvas. I think that's generally understood what it is here. And okay, what we need is a text box. That'll be a text box. And then I think we'll need to create the buttons and stuff as we go, because who knows how many we'll need. And then I think, let's see what we have here in the ink folder. I believe. Okay, so we have the ink compiler, the ink library, the ink settings. Okay, so we have those things there. Let's make a game object, and let's call this the ink manager. Okay, so we need to make our own set of stuff here. So I always, at the root level, make a scripts folder. And in here, I'm going to just call it ink, because it's going to be all the ink stuff that we override. And let's make an ink manager. Okay. This thing is going to have the ink manager. Did I type it wrong? Nope, it just had to reload it. Okay. Well, I'm going to save this scene here. And we're going to call it basic conversation. Okay, the other thing I want in this canvas, I'm going to want a image. And this will be the character image. That's where we'll set a character here. Okay. Oh, it's gonna load it up here. Let's see. I'm just gonna do a big old full screen this here. Let's see. So in our start, we I think there's a ink class called story, maybe. Let's see what our ink assets give us here. Ink libraries, asset, ink libs, ink runtime. Okay, so we have the story. This represents the entirety of the ink story, so to speak. So we have a private story, and let's do story. And we probably need to use a namespace for it. What do we need? Ink.runtime. using ink.runtime. Perfect. Got it. Okay, so a story. Let's see. Current has variables, their constructor. Okay. We can do it from a content container. When creating a story using this constructor, you need to call reset state on it before use. Intended for compiler use only. Construct a story object using a JSON. Okay, that's probably what we want. Through Inklecate. To JSON. Okay, so I think that's what we want. And let's do a can we reference a JSON like this? I don't remember. Story Inc. JSON. And so then we'd say story equals new story. Oh, so it wants just the string. What is wrong with this? Can't declare a variable of static type. Oh, that's static? Okay. So maybe what we need is we need to link to that directly. Can I just do toString on that? Let's see. ToString returns the contents of the text asset. The text context of the text file as a string. What's the difference between them? I don't know, but this is one that they wrote that's not a built-in, so I'm gonna use that. Let me get that here. So go back here. Wow, this is quite a compile here. And my camera's frozen? That's sweet. How long has it been like that? Do-do-ga-dee, do-do-ga-dee, do-do-ga-dee. Let's see y'all. Do-do-do-do-do, Okay, we got that. We got an ink manager. Oh yeah, we made it private. So let's see here. Serialized field. Let's put a header on here. And we'll call this asset refs for now. I always like putting headers, and it's as easy as putting an attribute. All right, perfect. So we got our asset references. We got that here. If we bring it up, it brings up all the scripts. That's amazing. I wonder if we can filter that. This is, maybe I don't need to be doing this, but Unity filter text asset drop down. This is a form post. Find assets. Oh, you can do with Odin. A drop down filter. Maybe. Increasing clutter inspector, header attributes. Filtering with a drop down. Okay. That's a more complex thing, and that's not what we're looking for. Unity. Let's see. Filter file picker for a text asset. Maybe that's what we want to call it. Filtering text assets in object browser. Perfect. Oh, they're using old stuff. This is like an ancient thing. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Assetless attribute for Unity Load Inspector, Unity Open File Dialog. Loading external text files using text asset public variable. All right, for now, we're going to live with it. Because it sounds like this is a whole thing that could be a separate topic that we'll do next time. Okay. So we got our filter here. We got that. Now the question is, how do we put stuff over there? We should reference our things here. Scene references. So we need a public. Well, we need to reference Unity Engine UI, right? Using Unity Engine.ui. And that way we can have a reference to a text. Underscore text public image underscore character image. And I'm going to do this. Make it pretty. Okay. This isn't that readable. This is what happens when no one's watching and I don't have someone to tell me what to do. Okay, so let's see. What do we have here? Bind external function, build string, call external function, choose choice, choose path string, compact path string, content path, continue story for one line of content if possible. If you're not sure if there's more content available, for example, if you want to check whether you're at a choice point or at the end of a story, you should call can continue before calling this function. If you're not sure if there's more content available, okay, that seems right. Continue maximally. Continue the story until the next choice point or until it runs out of content. Okay. All right. If story.can continue underscore story.continue and it returns a string, so we can set the text equal to that. Does that give us the first line of the story? Now let's see. We should make sure our game is going here. This is far longer than it takes on my Mac to do this stuff. These reloads. I don't know what it's doing. Let's see, the main camera. Let's see, new text, character image. I hate that when it's none, it shows an empty thing here. Okay, so I unchecked raycast target because I don't want it to be a target. This canvas, screen space overlay, screen space camera. I want it to be an overlay. Let's see. All that's good here. Let's say we anchor it to the left. bottom left, and we let it go over there, and it's okay, so our thing here, it's 100 by 100, whatever. Okay, the text is the bottom center. Let me get 300. We'll say this is a line of text that the player will read. It should be read. And then the next option will show up. Okay, let's see. I have Arial, I have that, and I have a big font size. So it looks like if I want to make it decently readable, I need to increase the width quite a bit. I wish it would like visualize these things here. Like, is there a gizmo for this? Let's see. Is there a gizmo for the UI? Nope. I think if that doesn't exist, that's something I need to make, because that's ridiculous that it doesn't visualize the edges of it. Okay. Anyways, whatever. We'll go 48 because it's a nicer number. We'll move it up a little bit so it shows up there. We need to go to our ink manager. We need to actually fill our references in here. Let's see if we get our first line, or how much we get. In the grave resolution, okay. From across the scattered landscape. All right, I'm gonna temporarily come over here and decrease the font size and see what we get. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so if we call continue ourself, we get one of these lines at a time, and I also don't get the dash. Okay, what I want to do first of all, I want to add a background to this. Maybe it should be a panel. It is going to be the text background. So text is going to go as a child of it. And I think I want to put it first. Well, no, I think characters want to go first because I'll render the text in front of them. That's the way the UI system works, is the hierarchy goes from top to bottom it draws. So if I draw text on top, then that's good. I don't want to stretch it the whole way. I want to stretch it. I want it to be a specific size here. So it's going to be a little bit bigger than the thing there, a little bit bigger than that. And then it'll go down the bottom. So this is going from, I think, the center, because the pivot is here. So we want, or do we want the pivot at 1? No, we want the pivot at 0. So we want the pivot at 0, which is the bottom. And then we did it for the text too, except now the text is a child. So now what we can do with the text is we can stretch it to here. We can stretch it and just give it some padding. So now, if we fill it up, it'll go there. Cool. I feel like it should go for one more line. Let's see. Overflow, we'll let it go there. So let's see. If it was like just a little bit bigger. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. I think that's fine. Maybe even we only want 20 there. That one we probably want more room, because we'll put our name under there or something. Okay. Now for this panel, I think there's, okay, so sliced, I think is what we want. And this is fine for now. I'm going to give it a Final Fantasy feel, I guess. Use a blue that we got there. And the text can be white. Cool. Okay, so I think that that's fine. Now we want to make it so that we actually can continue. So do I want my ink manager to be also the input? I think we don't. I'm going to make a new object here, and I'm going to call this conversation controller. And let's see. This will be like ink maybe won't be the top level thing here. We'll make this a conversation controller. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to handle like input, and I kind of want to use the new input system. Ooh. How do I do that in this new Unity input system? Let me see here. Okay, so do I need to do anything in the package manager here? Let's look at the Unity registry input system. A new input system by Unity. Let's just install that. Take a while. Okay. And let's see. I looked up a guide here on how to do it. So they get gamepad.current and see if the right trigger was pressed. The left stick was pressed. Okay, or you can use an input action. Add a player input component, create actions, script action responses. Add a player input component button in a game object, create actions. Okay, let's do that. Once that compiles all its scripts, oh lordy. Okay, all right. This project is using the new input system package, but the native platform backends for the new input system are not enabled in the player settings. This means that no input from the native system will come through. Do you want to enable the backends? Doing so will restart the and will disable. Sure, go for it. Go to town, my man. Absolutely want to save. And as it loads on on the other screen. Let's see. We'll use a new input system. We'll create an action. Wow, this is like complicated, my man. This is complicated. There are other ways than player input to set up input actions. Manually load them from JSON. Create them directly in code. I like these ideas. I'm going to stick with this for now. These action stuff sound very, very powerful and complicated. And I am going to set them up next time because it looks like they take a lot of work, and I'd rather focus on getting the stuff right, the ink stuff right first. Where is that window? Quick start guide. Okay, so I'm gonna move it up here, and you can just check gamepad dot current. I should probably actually use the input system gamepad dot current. It returns a gamepad. There's no reason to even if I know what it is. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of that. Let's just do the A button. Okay. If the gamepad to A button dot was pressed this frame, this is where we would do something, but we don't have anything right here. Private ink manager ink manager. I am going to stick with underscores as a convention here. And this one I'm not going to set up by reference because I want there really to only be one in the game. So I'm going to find my ink manager. And here is where I would do something if the ink manager could. So let's copy this and let's make a function out of it. I'm going to rip out the update for now until I need it. This is going to be void. It'll be void next line. Display next line. And this. And to start, we will do that. So we're going to do it one line at a time. So this means we will be able to call display next line once I make it public. And I would like to enforce that. Okay. So if we come back over here, if we can compile any time this century. Don't know why this is taking so long to compile. A wop, bop, a loobop, a wop, bam, boom. Okay. We'll play this. Oh, I wonder if it'll actually use my gamepad. That'd be cool. In the graveyard. Invalid. You are trying to read input using the UP, but you have switched to active input handling. I have done this. I've switched to active input in the player settings. Not sure that I physically did that myself. Player. Let's see. Ooh, they have their own project names in there? That's kind of cool. Input system pack. Oh, that's cool. Let's see. Old stuff, I think. Are stored in an asset. Click the button below to create settings you can edit. Okay. Process events. Supported devices. Gamepad. Xbox controller. Okay. Is that all we do? Is that all we do? I'm going to put this in here so that I can see it here. Okay. Nope. Okay. What is this error again? In view, you're trying to read input using the Unity Engine.input class, but you've switched active input handling to input system package. Is that the new Unity new input system? Let me look here. Okay. Well, it was immediately obvious right off the bat when I looked that up. No, Unity Engine.input system. This is dynamic update. Let's see. We enabled it. We installed it. Let's see. This should be right. It says let's look at our package manager here. Input system. New input system used and more accessible custom alternative. Currently use sample registry. Custom device, gamepad, mouse cursor, input device sensor. Binding UI, simple UI, symbol, tanks, touch. Not necessarily what I need. You're trying to read input using the Unity Engine input class, but you switch to active input settings. I mean, am I trying to do that? I feel like I am only using this. I'm not 100% sure what needs to be changed here. Input manager, but you switch to the input manager will not be used. Player settings. Do I need to do something in here? Input system package, new. Do. Doesn't look like I have to do anything else. It doesn't Doesn't say I have to do anything else. Let's see. Let me try restarting it one more time. Maybe didn't quite go well. Okay. It is still complaining here. Okay. I'm going to look this up really quick. UI to multiple display utilities. Input to get mouse. It's coming from... It's coming from there. I don't think I'm doing this. Oh, the event system. Haha. That's kind of silly that it would not make that obvious. Okay. Let's see. So I hit A. I'm not getting anything. Let's go to our wait, did I even put this on? No. Nope, I didn't actually add my conversation controller. So that would probably be why. Excellent. Excellent. I'm going to watch this here. Okay, so I can continue, and it doesn't show the choices when we get there. So now we can't continue because we're out of choice. At least that part is good. So we continue until we get a choice. Okay, so let's see. Now that we got there, once we get to a choice, let's see. I thought I opened it. Okay. So let's go to our ink manager here, and let's see. What does the story have for us here? If the story can continue, let's see. Check whether more content is available if you were to call continue, i.e., are we mid-story rather than at a choice point or at the end? So if we do this, we're at a choice point. So, or at the end. So I guess we probably need to check here about choices. About choices somehow. Current choices. List of choice objects available at the current point in the story. This will be populated as the story is stepped through with continue. Once can continue becomes false, this list will be populated and is usually, but not always, on the final continue step. Okay, so we know that can continue is false. Here we can check current choices. Dot length. Dot size. Dot count. Sorry, I gotta get that back here. Okay, so if we get here, then we have choices. Not sure how I want to display these yet. We could do classic Bioware-esque style. We have 1, 2, 3. I don't know if there's anything cool we can do here. I think that the problem with when we do our choices here, just doing them 1, 2, 3 style, is that you don't get to see what the previous conversation was. You can handle that with like a log where you can pull it up and see, or we could try to make it cool. We could put them in the middle. We could do that. Let's for now. For now, we will generate choices. Maybe we should just put buttons here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a public vertical layout group and choice parent. So this ink manager is too, I'm already like, why is it the UI directly in here? But whatever. And then a private set of buttons underscore choices. Let's use a list here. Of a list of buttons called choices. Okay, so underscore choices equals new list of buttons. I think we can set a capacity in here, which we do know. And then for each, you know what I'm going to do for I equals 0, I is less than story.currentChoices.count. Not only because pray tell I hear it is slower to do for each in here in Unity because of the boxing or the evaluations, the iterators or whatever, but we want the numbers next to choices. So we will do let's create a string choice text equals, actually first we need to create a button. We need a button that is a button prefab. So we're going to instantiate the button prefab, and that is going to give us a game object new button equals that. Try and give our type to UI.button. Why would I need to convert it to a button? Because it's looking for a button. Okay. That's handy dandy. That's handy dandy. So we'll set up the new button. A button should have like a text property here. Image interactable invoked name navigation on click. Select sprite state tag target transform. How is there no text? I guess I need to do my own piece of text on there. So we will need to have a text on the child. And we'll set that equal to string.format. It will be I colon space and then the actual text. So it'll be I, and then it will be story dot current choices, and this is a list, so I can access sub I and get the text. And then choices dot add new button. Okay, so that should be good. Here, in my assets folder, I will need a new prefab folder. And this is a conversation thing. And what I'm going to do here, let's go back to our game. I'm just going to add a button, and it's called choice button. And what I want to do is make it invisible, no image, no image, transparent. It's just the text. Oh, the target graphic. So we can target our text that's part of it. And its normal color can be that. Its highlight color can be like a yellow. Its press color. Extra dark there. Selected. I think I would like to make that the same as that. Okay. And then the text here. We want to make it the same as the others. It's going to stretch the choice button. We'll stretch this way. And we don't need that. Although our text is 50. Let's do 50. Its height can be 50. And you know what? Actually, you know what I want to do? I'm going to keep that for now. This needs to be white by default. Now the question is, where did it go? It should be right there. Let's make sure that's stretching. The font size thing, it's a font size thing. Boy. 51, 52, 53. Okay. That's what we needed. This is going to be our choice button. Don't need that. Let's put it in our here. Okay, our choice parent is the text background. It's going to be a vertical layout group. Start upper left. Control child width. Child force expand height new. Okay, and so then this text gets messed up. Okay. I'm not sure why that text gets messed up. I hate this stuff here. So if we do that, that's good. All right, the text here, that's good. But then this choice, maybe we don't need to do that. We don't want to force it to expand. Okay. Okay. So we go to our ink manager again, add this here, add this here. Let's see what happens when we get there. Do. Okay, so created them. We did create them. Well, I don't need to delete them, but we need to make sure that we add them to the correct parent. New button dot transform dot parent. Actually, I think there's a better function for that now. Choice parent. Row position stays. If true, what's the default? Oh, let's just see. Do. Okay, we have our choice buttons. Let's assume we turn this off. Let's see where they're at and why they're not showing up here. Okay. So 0, walk around the pile, avoiding him. 1, approach the boy. 2, okay, so we have good text here. Let's see. Okay. Child force expand the width. So that's what's going on here. Their width is, their height is 0. Their height is 0. And they're supposed to be going to the upper left, but the texts themselves are centered. Okay. So in here, okay, so here's the things that we need to do. Here in the choice button, we got to open up this text and make it go to the left. this. I don't think anything has to happen. We're stretching it. We're doing 53, but that doesn't matter. You don't want to recast target on the image, but on the button itself is fine. Unless we do. Okay. So that's fine. Let's go back to our scene. The other thing is our text is here. So our text let me see really quick. Well, let me just do this really quick. Is active and enabled, just a thing. Is active dot set active. Nope. Enabled equals false. Okay. And here we want answer text dot enabled equals true. And whenever we display our next line, I think maybe display next line is now not correct. So let's see. Whatever. Here we will clear all our choices. And you know what we should do really is just save an amount of these, a pool of these, so we're not creating new things on the fly. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make that public, not have it know about the prefab. And for here, for every choice, I'm just going to disable it. And instead of creating a new button here, this is going to just be choices sub I. Get that. And instead of going only through the choices that we have, I'm going to go through the all the buttons that we have. I need to make sure I do that too. And then I'm just going to check here if I is less than the stories dot current choices. Then I will. Actually, you know what? No. No. I'm only going to go through the story's current choices. But here, I'm just going to set the enabled equal to I is less than the count of current choices. So I'll just enable the only, disable the ones that are past the amount of choices. So the text enabled equals, oh, wrong way. False, true. Whoops, I don't want to debug it like that. And maybe I want to switch that up there. We'll see. In the graveyard's position, chunk mark. An old man is almost down. Sound of a boy weeping walks over. Around the corner, small boy has his head in his hands. So it doesn't display the choices yet because argument was out of range. Index here. Story to current choices sub I.text. Oh, they didn't actually make the buttons. Well, boy, howdy, am I making a mistake there? 1, 2, 3 potential choices for now. And I think doing that still is displaying them properly. And I did not store the references. Oh boy. Come on, Superman. I wonder if this is supported yet. Nope, it is not because I can't click and drag multiple. Okay, now. Okay, still out of range. Choices is empty. Why is choices empty? Because I created a new list, which I don't need to do anymore. A very, very wise should. Okay. Take 3. Okay, so we do have choice text. So it did fill them out. They're enabled, but the text is enabled, but the game object. And I guess I do need to force expand the height. Oh my god. Did I just kill Uni trying to do that? Okay. Well, at least I know. Okay, performance. Performance, please. I just hit delete, and we'll see how long it takes. And my camera's frozen too. Everything is frozen. And I'm pretty sure something just crashed. Oh, Lord. Wow. What just happened there? Game mode active off delete. Use set active. Okay. Use set active instead. Aye, aye, Capitan. And I guess that goes the same thing here. Perfect. Okay. It looks like so many things crashed when I did that. I mean, let me just make sure I'm even still streaming here. Yeah, okay, we're still live. Good. Good. Okay. I'm going to click this. I don't like that it controls that. Turn them off by default. Save the scene. Let's see what happens this time. Boop, 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 boop. We get the options. I don't like how they are stretching and swapping and all this other BS. Okay. The button part should be enabled. All right. Let us now display a next line. What do we want to do here? Do we want to return whether or not it's choices? Let's see what happens. If we call continue and we get choices, like if we call continue, we know next time if there are choices, if they will be able to continue next time. Yeah, so you know what? That's what we're going to do. This is going to return a bool. And then at the end, we're just going to return story can continue. And then in our conversation controller here, what we can do, we can have a number of choices available. We can say how many choices there are. Okay, one thing I want to do here. We're going to, by default, set the first choice to be selected. It's a button, so we want to say that we're hovering over it. We want to, is there a way to do that? What does select do? Okay. Okay, so let's see. Private int underscore current selection. We'll add a current selection here. And then here we'll say if gamepad dot left stick dot down. Let's press this frame. M underscore current. Why am I doing it? M underscore current selection plus plus if current selection less than is greater than or equal to ink manager dot current choices. Current selection equals ink manager dot current choices. So now let's give it a property, public current choices equals get return underscore story dot current choices. That count. Okay. So that should work now. And we'll do a similar thing for up. We'll press this frame. Current selection minus. If current selection is less than or equal to 0, current selection equals 0. If it's less than 0, it's 0. But we can't go beyond, and this can be an else now. Let's actually give us our up and down. And here we can say if ink manager dot current choices is greater than 0, then what we would do is we would do like a ink manager dot select choice, and we'd send in the index, and then otherwise we just display the next line, and then we don't even need to return there. Like, we don't even need our Boolean return because we're checking the choices. Oh well. So here we need to do a public void select choice int choice index. And let's see here. What do we have for the story? Choose choice index. Okay, when we do that, what happens here? Chooses the choice from the current choices list with the given index. Internally, it sets the current content path to that pointed by the choice. Ready to continue story evaluation. I think internally there, then that means we should automatically just go and display the next line. Okie dokie. Compile those scripts. Compile those scripts. You're gonna take forever to compile those scripts. We are busy for 24 seconds. That's way too long. Way too many seconds. Go scripts. You can compile. I see your little bar and you're halfway there, but I don't think that's true. I think it's a lie. I think it's busy doing something. I don't know why. What should I close to make it go better? What do I need to do? I guess I should probably upgrade my Unity version. There's no way that is enough change to cause that much compilation. I didn't import anything new. I just made a couple functions. $130. This is just ridiculous. There we go. God. In the graveyard of civilization, a junkyard is scattered with piles upon piles of rubble. The sound of a boy weeping around a corner. Walk around the pile and you away. Oh, I didn't even get the choice. I didn't even get to do the choice. It skipped by too fast. Okay. Okay, this is where the choice should be presented, but it's not. It's automatically choosing the first one. So let's read through this here. If A was pressed this frame, if the current choices is greater than 0, select a choice, display next line. So here, oh, okay, I get it, because here we did a continue, and then we're already set up for when we hit display next line that we're waiting for a choice. So, you know what? Instead of checking the choices, let's just for now add a state here. We're going to call it waiting for selection. Underscore waiting for selection equals da 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 da. And if waiting for selection, so this is if it cannot continue. Okay, so that would mean when we return here, we say if it can't continue. Okay, good. Don't you compile for too long. Don't you compile for too long. Do. There we go. All right. Let's see. In the graveyard, an old man. Son of a boy. It automatically chose the first one. And now I can't continue because there's more choices. Exception. Choice out of range. Huh. I guess we will need to attach here. I guess we will eventually need to figure out that. Okay. I guess attaching is not great right now. Waiting for selection equals a false. If we're waiting for a selection and we hit A, then we choose the current selection. So here, if we continue, if waiting for a selection, here's where we want to reset the current selection to 0 so that we don't see that again. But why, oh why did it automatically? Is it because I hit select on the button? There's no on click, so it shouldn't do anything. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's like it's a frame late here. So let's see. We clear all the choices. If we can continue, we continue. And then we return whether we can continue after this. So we already know. The problem is because we're going here. Yeah. So we're frame early on our can continue. So it's selecting the choice already the next time through. So we're just going to do this for now. And this is theoretically unreachable, but whatever. Oh my goodness. I'm in that habit. Okay. I think that should work because now even if we tell the story to go and we continue, then we'll just return true. The next time we hit it, we'll come through, we'll display the choices, and we'll return false. There's our choices. I'm going to try to go to look around. Let me go all the way down. We did click it, but it said the choice was out of range. Let's see. Conversation controller to update. Okay, it shouldn't be out of range. If I go back to Sub-Zero, it's good. Okay. I guess in our conversation control here, when we do the current selection, oh, I think I see what's going on here. I went one past because I need to do that. Oh my goodness, how many times am I going to hit that button? I went one past because I set it equal to the number, and we're zero based on our indices, so let's try this again. I hit down like 5 times, so let's see, look around, ba-doo. So now we said the boy is alone. He is sifting through a pile sheepishly. And then we tried to choose a choice again. Just to help in this endeavor here, what I'm going to do is every time I select a choice, I'm going to log. Selecting choice number. Oh yeah. Selecting choice number, otherwise we will just say debug.log advancing conversation. And if we are doing this here, we'll say debug.log resetting choice number for next choice. And then in here, I'm going to log here, debug.log, ink manager, going to next line. Otherwise here, we're going to say displaying choices. Okay, got a lot of loggies there now. We're going to be spammed up here. Oh boy, so much script to generate there. Oh boy. This is really annoying. How busy it gets. Okay. Maybe it's because it's in play mode. Maybe I should disable that. Okay, going to next line, advancing conversation. Going to next line, advancing. Going to next line, advancing. Going to next line, advancing. Displaying. Okay, advancing conversation. Displaying choices. Resetting choice number for next choice. Do look around here. Index must be greater than or equal to 0 and less than the size of the argument list. What? And my log format thing here? Index 0 based. Oh, pff. Wow, Chad. Oh, wow. What a coincidence. Wow. I love rock and roll. Okay, next line, advancing. Next line, advancing. Going next line. Okay, this part, resetting choice number, displaying. I go down 2. Should we look around here? Choice number 2, going to the next line. Okay. Choice out of range. Why did it try to select a choice again? Shouldn't. Okay, so we call select choice because we're waiting for selection, but we don't. Yes. Okay. We don't know that we're not waiting for selection anymore, that we made a selection. So we choose it again. Of course. Let's try that again. Do 1 2 do. We got the right amount of choices. And we go. They live poorly ever after. Okay, so once I get to the end, that's when we got a trouble here. So, ink manager, display next line. If the story can continue, otherwise, debug.log, ink manager, conversation over. Game over, man. Text.gameObject.set active false. Underscore parent, trace parent, whatever. We should just send an event there, most likely. but you know, whatever for now. And this is gonna be, I'm gonna return true for now, so that it just keeps calling this function and nothing happens. So that nothing happens. Wow, you can really dance. Wow, you can really dance. Wow, busy for 20 seconds. What a fun time while we wait. Oh, I already hit play. Boop 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 doo boop 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 doo boop 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 doo. They live poorly ever after, and then we keep hitting the button and nothing happens, and that's a fine. Okay, I didn't even get to the character images. I wanted to do character images. I just got to displaying stuff. That's fine with me. I think a very easy, quick thing that we can do. We can do an image, and this will be the next line. I'm gonna call it the next line indicator. Well, yeah, next line. We'll do a little check mark here. Doesn't need to be part of the text background. I don't know why I thought that. This will be here. It'll be a little check mark. It'll be like towards the bottom right of the canvas. And it's like 100 by 100. And the pivot is 1. The pivot is a 0. There it is, way too far. Okay. So it's there. It's like negative 100. That's pretty good. I'm gonna add a quick animation here to it. A animator. Oh wow, you can really dance. Okay, we're not gonna put it in here. We're gonna call this bounce, and this is going to go in. You know what? I like it in here. I'll do a folder after maybe for them. But what I'm gonna do here is let's record. I'm just going to say it starts there. Here, it goes up a little bit. And then here, it goes below by a little bit. And then here, it returns to 0. Let's see what it looks like. It's all way too fast, but okay. Boo boo do 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 do. Let's play that. Boop 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 boop. Okay, so let's. All right, let's make more room here. I really don't like that. Okay, so we give it 30 seconds to do that. This is annoying. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. We'll do it a little bit faster. We'll say 25. And this will go to 25. No, that big one's 25, so we'll see. Spends far too long down here. Because this is not far enough down. Let's go like -5, see what it's like. I think it goes too high here. Let's just a little bit higher. Maybe we don't even need this. What happens here? No, we do. We do. Like, okay. So from 0 to 25, 25 to 50, it goes back down to -5. So it's traveling a lot faster here. Why is it like, okay, let's see. 0, 7.5, -5, 0. That should make it slower though. Why does it hang out while it loops? It's like hanging out there. It's like let's see here. This is why it's not like, I want to make this, no, I want to make it linear, don't I? If I make all of them linear here, is that the way to go? Okay, that's pretty good. Let's switch back to dope sheet. Maybe I can mess with the scale a little bit here. If I do that, 100. This is a little quick hack just to get it on the dope sheet there. So when it goes up, maybe it gets like slightly bigger. And then when it goes down, it gets slightly smaller. And then we gotta make sure we return to 100. So let's see. Too much, too much, too much. Okay. Oh my God, it makes it look like it's ridiculous. When it goes here, we also need to animate this to be negative 97.5. And then it has to, when it gets smaller, it has to go to 102.5. And then return to 0. Let's see. Yep, okay. Perfect. Great. So when it's there, it's there. No, we're not in preview anymore. Why is it not yet? Okay. Animation's a little janky, but that's not my strong point, so whatever. Let's add that here. Underscore next line indicator. And this I'm only going to turn on here. Otherwise, it will be false. So actually, let me put it above so that this text can look nice and pretty. Here, I am going to also add them in. And actually, you know what? What I can do, I can just set this above. To underscore story that can continue. So let's see if we get that on and off. And then that's for now. What I'm going to do is only once it's done scrolling eventually. Probably need to actually go set that reference. And then also come in here and turn it off by default. Boop boop boop. Okay, perfect. Okay. This all looks pretty good. I just want to do one more thing before I finish, which is set the text yellow. Highlight button with keyboard. Okay. Activate buttons. Let's see. In theory, you shouldn't use keyboard to activate your buttons. You should use the keyboard to activate the same methods as your buttons. On click. No, that's silly. Yep. Okay. use code to trigger the on or off states. So let's find the correct method to invoke when you hit space. On or off. Okay, so he's manually doing that. That's not cool. That's not cool. Navigating a keyboard. Unity UI. Navigation. Let's see. Let's see if this has got anything here.
Hey, everybody.
Okay.
Play. You'll see, oh look, the resume button is highlighted when your scene starts. So I could go here and I could get this resume button, drop that in there, and now when I press play, you'll see, oh look, the resume button is highlighted. So now I could move up and down, and that would be really good. For example, on a main menu, that would work very well because you could just have your options for play the game or quit the game. But here in a pause menu or any other kind of menu, basically, this really won't work very well. So, for example, if I go and resume now, so if I press the resume button and if I hit escape, oh, our highlight disappeared. But actually, it's still there, so I just pressed down there. The first button remains highlighted. It doesn't show up as highlighted, but it remains.
Okay.
So I just have one little script here. If I open this up, and all it has is some code for pausing the game. So
So
options here for opening the options menu and for closing the options menu, which is a button in the options screen itself. Okay, so we have all these here, but obviously we want to be able to control what happens in our menu. And how we do that, as I mentioned, in the event system here is what sets what's first selected, but this also keeps track of what's currently selected on your UI system in general. So what we're going to do is go back in here, and up the very top we're going to add using Unity Engine .event systems. So we're able to access the event systems components of Unity, and then we'll tell the event system what object should be pressed. But how do we know what object should be pressed? Well, we need reference to the objects that we want to have active in our menus. So we're going to want public.
Okay, so the event system has something.
And go to my script over here, and we have those empty slots. So I'm going to put the first pause button will be the resume, because that'll be what is the first button that comes up. In my code here is where we activate the pause menu. So I'm just going to go down below here. So this is telling the pause menu to be on, and it's stopping time. And then what we're going to do is, the first thing we need to do is remove any selected object from the event system currently. It's a weird quirk of this thing that you can't just out first.
Okay.
So the current event system that's active on our UI, a new
sets nothing.
Set selected game.
Sets a selected. Okay, that seems easy enough. Okay, so we have one of these here using engine.event systems, and then we needed the event manager, right? Right. Event system.current. Okay. So here, where we do it, instead of just selecting that, we go event system.current.set selected game object. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that whatever bug he's talking about, whatever quirk is still true, but we'll test it like this first. How many times am I gonna hit that? We'll test it out first, and then we'll remove that. We'll comment out that line and see if it still works. Okay, let's see. Choice button. Text hasn't changed. It's still its normal color. Oh, it's selected color. Okay. All right, so we want its selected color to be that too. That's good. And then we'll apply that to all of them. Make sure that it is the first selected thing. There we go. Look at that. We got it navigating. Let's see if that quote unquote quirk is still a thing. I don't think it is, but let's see. Let's choose something else. A choice that will be, oh, whoops. I'm gonna go choose the third one here. Yeah, I think that's from a bygone era where it was still new or something. If I come up with a bug later, we'll see. All right, so I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and remove all these debug statements, make it nice and clean, save it, and that's gonna be a wrap. Go let it import, it'll be good. Excellent, we did it. We made it import our conversation and go through text on our own. We are the best. So yeah, we didn't it may not look like we did too much, but what we did today in our limited time is we made our own ink importer. For now, it just shows a string. It just shows whatever the text is. It goes. Things that we can add to make it extra sweet. Things that we can add to make it way more usable is one, reveal the text as like over a timer. Have a reveal happen. And not show our continue bouncer until that's done. Two, show a character talking. That's going in there. Have our have like cool like formatting and italics and bolds and all those things mixed into our text could be pretty cool. And having it so our conversation closes and opens, like we can trigger it based on a certain thing. Making sure that we can switch whatever the current conversation is in that Ink Manager system and make sure that it actually works. These are things that'd be cool. We can organize, we can do all that stuff. There's lots of cool stuff that we can get happening in there that we will be getting to happen next time. So next week we'll be making characters appear, and we'll be making things look cooler in there. So yeah, so that's it from me. I will see you later, Space Cowboy. Peace.